Samples for scientific research come from two different places. Either from a volunteer in a study, or in hospital settings, from leftover blood or tissue samples that would otherwise go to waste. The frozen sample is archived in a bank with many others. This is what makes research possible. You may wonder what happens next to your sample on its journey. What will my specimen be used for? Who will have access to it? And will my identity be protected? What will my sample be used for? Your sample will be used for understanding, preventing, or curing disease. In tool development, creating disease-fighting agents, understanding disease, or testing exposure response. All these benefits could be happening individually or simultaneously with the same sample. Some are used, some are not. But your one sample becomes a vital part of a much greater effort. Will my identity be protected? There are laws that researchers must follow to protect your identity, guarding your information through secure systems. In clinical situations, the sample is de-identified of all personal information. In most cases, personal identifiers will not be released at all, because they are not critical to the study. Because samples are de-identified, it is very difficult to return individual results. However, you can always ask for an update on how the project as a whole is going, even if the institution cannot tell you about your specific sample or data. Who will have access to my sample? Before any researcher can gain access to a sample, that individual has to go through the process of an institutional review board. These review boards were established to protect patients' rights in research studies. Each review board and institution monitors its own ethical standards. If you have questions, ask them. Once a researcher's application has met all the ethical standards, then that individual is granted access to the samples and a study can begin. Let's call this hypothetical study How Cells Respond to Anti-Cancer Agents. Sometimes the results of one study get published. Then the information gets incorporated into a second study. After the results of a second study are published, the information can be incorporated into a third, and so on, and so on, and so on. Many studies must be conducted. Many races have to be run. There is no research without samples. There is no progress or cures for disease without research. And there is no victory in this race without your partnership. Your contribution is vital.